Hey, we are here at Fort McHenry, right outside of Baltimore, and this is the birthplace of our national anthem. And so what happened here? What was going on? Well, so 2 years into the War of 1812, Britain defeats Napoleon over in Europe, and they turn their focus on this fledgling United States, where just a few decades earlier we completely embarrassed them in the Revolutionary War and started our nation. You can look over here, they've got the Star Spangled Banner flying over Fort McHenry. They've got these huge guns over here. And look at these guns. They were here, they were thinking, this is not gonna, we're not gonna be able to be defeated here. Well, the British realize what we're going to do is destroy this fledgling nation. They land troops down by Washington, D.C., and they go up, they start a march northward, and they capture our capital and burn it to the ground. And then they start a march northward to take over Fort McHenry, and they capture a young doctor named William Beans in the process. More on that later. But so they position their ships out here just north of Chesapeake Bay, and they position their ships, the British Armada, outside of the range of these guns. These are huge, cannons and guns, but they couldn't quite reach the British ships. And the British start this barrage coming in. Well, just before the barrage, a young lawyer named Francis Scott Key, who was a friend of Dr. William Beans, got on a merchant ship right out here in the harbor, sailed out to meet the British to negotiate the release of Dr. Beans, because he had letters saying that he didn't mistreat the British troops. Well, Francis Scott Key is a good lawyer. They agree to release him, Dr. Beans, but they can't let him go yet because they're about to start their bombardment of Fort McHenry. And so Francis Scott Key is out there with the British ships and a merchant ship watching all of this from outside in this harbor. So the morning of September 13, 1814, the British start a high trajectory bombardment of Fort McHenry right here. Even one of the bombs went through that house, that barn-shaped building is called the Powder House. And we actually have the bomb that went through, and it didn't explode. If it had exploded, this whole place could have been a crater, and it would have changed the whole destiny of the United States. God has blessed this nation so abundantly from its founding, before its founding, through all of these things. It's an amazing history. But God preserved Fort McHenry. How? So the British are launching this high trajectory bombardment with bombs bursting in air and red rockets, red glare. And so Key out here in the harbor could see the Star Spangled Banner still flying through the night from these bombs bursting, and you guys recognize some of these language probably. Well, the next morning, the morning of September 14, they wake up and the smoke filled this whole area, and by the dawn's early light, he couldn't see the Star Spangled Banner flying. He says, "Oh, say, does that Star Spangled Banner yet fly over the home of the free and the land of the brave?" He didn't see it. And so the first stanza of our national anthem ends in a question mark. Well, Francis Scott Key takes out an envelope and he pens a famous thing. It's called a poem, The Defense of Fort McHenry, which would later become our Star Spangled Banner. So as he's writing the four stanzas, and you all probably have ever heard the first stanza. Well, the fourth one is very bold in saying that flag is still waving, and he sees it. It does not end in a question mark. It ends in an exclamation point. So as he's waiting there, as the smoke started to clear on that morning of September 14th, he sees the flag. Not only that, the British see that they have not damaged the fort too bad. There are still troops here waiting to defend this fort and Baltimore, and so the British defeat. They retreat. They pick up their soldiers that they had landed, and they had actually won a battle, but they said, well, without this fort, we can't get our British Armada up here. And I want to sing to you the fourth stanza of our Star Spangled Banner. You probably have never heard these words, but this is part of our national anthem. It goes like this. Oh, thus be it forever, when free men shall stand between their loved home and the war's desolation. Blessed with victory and peace, may the heaven-rescued land praise the power that hath made and preserved us a nation. Then conquer we must, when our cause it is just, and this be our motto: in God is our trust. And the Star Spangled Banner in triumph shall wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave. And so the Star Spangled Banner was waving, and he ended the defense of Fort McHenry poem in an exclamation point. The flag was still flying over the home of the land and the land of the brave. Anyways, I want to encourage you to notice our national anthem contains our motto, and this, right, in God is our trust. And it's etched in 500-point font in marble in the house, over the house in the legislature, and we're going to go visit that in the next couple of days. But I hope you're encouraged that God has really, truly, miraculously protected this nation and blessed this nation to be a light to all the other nations around the world. Thank you, and God bless you.